Welcome, everyone, to the Health Over Everything podcast. I'm Stephen Z.
And I am SoCal Gula. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 super easy steps to lose weight. These are just going to be general, easy steps, super easy to begin the weight loss process, especially for people who are just beginning or who are excessively overweight. It's really good for them.
Yep, it's going to be super simple, not to overwhelm yourself and to overload your plate. Something you could just, even do one of them at first. So,
Yes. So we got 10 steps here, super easy. We're going to start with number one is just drink more water. That's
yep,
as easy as it can get, right?
very simple.
Like you could drink tap water if you want, it has fluoride in it, but you could just go and get some more bottled water, get some filtered water, put it filtered on your refrigerator and start drinking more of that. So that is a really easy step. You could go up there and every time you're craving some sugary drink, like you want a soda or something, grab a water, put some water in your cup from your refrigerator, your filter. When you're eating dinner, try to substitute whatever you usually drink for water. And this actually helps promote like fullness. Like Stephen always talks about this a lot. Like when you're feeling a little bit of hunger, just pound a bunch of water. It will put something in your stomach and it'll make you feel a little bit fuller. And water has no calories. So that's actually a plus, right? You're getting filling your stomach up. You're making it feel more full and you have no calories. So if you're going to drink a soda, which is like 250 calories for one, or water, it's the same amount of liquid in your stomach, but one has 250 calories, one has 0. Yep. So that is a great way, a super easy step to begin to lose weight. And also a good tip would be like when you first wake up in the morning, just drink as much water as you can. Maybe have like a bottle of water next to your bed or something, or where you brush your teeth. So after you're done brushing your teeth, pound some water and there you go. Now you got your stomach filled, and then try to, a lot of times you don't have the cravings either. Like you don't have the craving for water. Like you want that energy drink in the morning or something, but just pound that water instead. And as soon as you get past that time period of where you usually have that energy drink, then you'll be over it. And then you'll be on to the next step, at least,
Yep, exactly. It's a win-win, really. No calories, and it helps curb your hunger.
Right now.
I just finished my gallon, so
you drink a gallon.
I try not to drink too late. That'd be another tip. Don't drink too late because then you're gonna have to piss at night. So I try to get finished with my gallon by like 5:30. If I want a little bit more after, I'll get a cup. But I try to finish my gallon, and then if I want a little bit after, like so be it. But I don't like waking up in the middle of the night trying to, have
an definitely. Like your sleep is super important too. So try to, like I'll try to stop drinking like water around 7:00 or at least a couple hours before bed. Depends what time I'm going to bed. But sometimes if I really am thirsty, I'll just try to like take a swig to get like some wetness in my mouth or whatever, and not just overdo it. So I don't have to go pee in the middle of the night and ruin my deep sleep.
Yep, exactly. All right. Moving along to number 2. Number 2 is to eat more fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables, they're low in calories. They'll at least help fill you up for a little bit. I'm not going to say eat a bag of broccoli because I don't know. That probably just doesn't sound good. I would eat cauliflower. I like cauliflower. But, grab a fruit that you like, grab an apple, some carrots, some celery, something that has some kind of substance to it, some fiber, and it will help keep you full. And if you're hungry, it'll help kind of get rid of the hunger, at least for a little bit. It's going to be a lot better and more, or less calorie dense than if you were to grab a Snicker bar or something like that. Even a handful of nuts, like nuts are good for you, but if you eat a lot of them, they're high in calories. They have a lot of fat, so that could spill you over on your calories and kind of lead to weight gain. So fruits and veggies are my go-to if I ever feel like, I'm done with my calories for the day and I want something, I'll grab a few carrots. Like I think like 150 grams is like 20 calories. It's something super low like that. It fills you up. It gets rid of the hunger, and it's another win-win.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like it has a lot of fiber in it, so it does fill you up more. Like especially something like broccoli, like you're saying, like vegetables or fruits too, right? But vegetables are definitely like very filling because they don't have any calories at all, but they're like, they're more plump. So when you eat a bunch of like broccoli, one time I was just hungry and I just went and just boiled a bunch of broccoli and just ate it like that. steamed it. It's like, but you know, you could put cheese on it. Some people put cheese on it and stuff too, which is not good for you, but
Yeah.
you know, it's better than a lot of other things. But yeah, like it gives you a more satiating feeling, like you're satiated. Like, okay, now, so even when you're eating like if you're eating like dinner, if you're just gonna eat a steak, and not know, if you just eat a steak, you could get a little bit filled, but you're not totally filled. But if you eat a bunch of broccoli with it as well, or even like some beans, like that's a vegetable, or like then you get more filled as well. And then also, you know, like also fruits are perfect for like if you have cravings, sugar cravings as well, because you know like they have sugar if you want a cantaloupe or pineapple instead of going for that candy bar, you get that sugar of like from a banana or a pineapple, so that will help you as well losing weight because now you're getting something more healthier.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm pretty simple too. Like whenever I have a vegetable, I will typically steam it, and on rare occasions I'll even like roast it in the oven, but I don't like to slave over the stove cooking for hours. So steaming is super easy. You leave it pretty much, let it go, do its thing, and then the oven is the same thing. Sometimes I like that little char on my broccoli or Brussels sprouts, but most of the time I'll steam it. It's easy, and then throw a little bit of salt on there and call it a day.
Yeah, and that's crazy too because yeah, like also too, like a bag of chips is easy just to get and open and like start eating. But an apple is just as easy as just to grab and start eating. But the thing is, an
Yeah.
apple will fill you up more than a bag of chips. You eat, like you were saying, you eat a bag of chips, and the next thing you know, if it's one of those little bags, you want another bag. And you're like, man, I kind of want another bag, and you're eating three of them. You know, like you're not going to eat three apples in a row. Like I don't see people eat an apple and be like, oh, I want another one, and eat another one, and then eat another one. You know, so that's
Go
another
ham.
way
Go
you're
crazy on
eating
apples.
less.
Yeah, I've never seen that, to be honest.
Yeah, and you can go crazy on chips and shit like that.
I have though weighed out a certain amount. Like I figured out my calories for the day, and where I needed two apples, so I would chop it up. This is like more so when I was bringing it to work. So I chop it up, put it in my Tupperware, so you couldn't really tell how many apples I had because it
Okay,
was like
yeah,
in fourths
yeah.
or maybe six, eighths,
So
eighths.
that's two simple ways. Eat, just drink more water. Replace your normal drinks with water. What are you drinking right there? You're drinking something.
Some sparkling water.
Oh, okay. See,
It
water.
has antioxidants in it.
Yeah. So do fruits like blueberries and stuff as well. So they're a lot healthier and help
I'm not
fight
sure about
cancer and
the.
stuff as well.
Oh, you can't see.
You
Only
gotta put it
five
under, but yeah.
calories.
But anyhow, so number three would be to reduce portion sizes. Obviously, like a lot of people don't know exactly what they're eating. Like really, like you'll eat a whole bag of like chips, like a big bag, not one of the smaller ones, and you'll just think like, oh,
Mhm.
it wasn't that much. You'll eat like a quarter of the bag, but you don't realize one serving size. If you look at the back of the bag, aren't really that much. It's just like a few chips, like you were saying
Yeah.
last podcast. So like if you just look at the serving sizes, like try to be more wary and more attentive to the serving sizes on the back of any bag food that you're eating or any boxed food, right? So just kind of look at that. But when you're also making food, sometimes people will make like food for the whole family, let's say spaghetti or something like that. And if you have big plates, like you're gonna just fill that big old plate up and eat it all. I'm like, oh, I ate one
Yeah.
plate. There's like this meme out there that says, oh, my wife said I could only have one drink today, and it's one huge margarita. You know, instead
Big
of
ass
like,
fish bowl.
yeah, it's just one margarita, but it's just like a fishbowl instead of just like
Yeah.
one martini glass. Yeah, like that's one drink. Yeah, that's both are one drinks, but they are two completely different amounts. You know, serving sizes. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like if you get smaller plates and smaller bowls, like you might have to go searching for them on Google or Amazon or go to Target or something, or find smaller plates. You know, maybe instead of eating out of a dinner plate, you eat off of a saucer plate or something.
Mm.
So kind of like be wary of your serving sizes. You know, like you just pay attention. Like if you a 12-ounce can of soda is one serving, right? But if you're going to go eat a big gulp, a big soda at like 7-Eleven or something or at 8 p.m., it doesn't really show how many serving sizes in there. You don't know, so you're just drinking the whole thing. You're like, oh, I just had one soda. Or if you drink an extra large soda at like a fast food restaurant, you're thinking I just drink one soda. Get the smaller size, you know. And so when you go to McDonald's, get a smaller size, get the small instead of the extra large. Don't go super size me all the time. You know, try to always, whatever you're doing, just get those lower serving sizes. And that's one easy way that you can, you know, super simple way that you could just lose weight. You know, like if you're always eating the bigger portions and you're still eating bad food, right? But now you're eating smaller portions, that should help you eat less calories every day and help you lose a little bit of weight. This isn't the cure
Yeah.
all, fix all for everything, but it's just some way to start helping you lose weight in a simple, super way.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen things like it'll be like a big giant cookie, and you're like, oh, if you take a glance at it, it'll be like 240 calories, and you're thinking, oh, that's not bad. But there could be like 4 to 6 servings or even more. And
Yeah.
you're thinking it's just this one cookie, and it's like 1,000 calories instead of the 240 that is labeled on there. So be careful with things like that. And you know, I weigh my food out. I think, a lot of people think it takes a lot of work to do that. And, it does take some time. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna,
It does.
maybe five minutes throughout the day. I mainly get most of my shit done on the weekend, like Sunday. So Monday to Friday, it doesn't really take that much time. But I would recommend doing it at least for a little bit, just so you can see what a portion looks like. So you can eyeball it later in life. You know, I think they say like the meat should be like the size of your fist. So if you're eating something that's like 3 times that big, like, you're probably overeating, and, it's going to add up if you're eating all your meals like that. So I would recommend weighing your food out, even if it's just for a short period of time, to get familiar with what a portion actually looks like. And I think that'll help you in the long run.
Yeah, just the say about the cookies. Yeah, a crumble cookie, it's like 800 to 1,000 calories, but that's 4
They're
servings.
good.
Technically, you're supposed to cut those in quarters, so only eat 25% of it, and then that's only about 250 calories. So even one big old cookie is going to gain you some weight. But if you only eat a quarter of it and you only have 250 calories, that helps you keep between like so you don't go over your calories that you're expending every day. And same thing with like a pizza too. Like you're going to go buy a pizza at like Little Caesars or something, a little cheap pizza for $10 or whatever, eat 2 pieces and don't eat like 3 quarters of the pizza. Like you got to restrict yourself. Eating these smaller portion sizes is obviously a super simple way, but it takes control as well.
Yeah, I don't see people going to Cookie Crumble and not eating the whole cookie. I feel like
I
that
know
scenario is
Mary, my
probably
roommate does that.
probably very rare.
My roommate doesn't like, she's super skinny though and healthy, but she actually does that. She'll go and get like a couple of cookies and she'll cut them into like eighths or sixteenths and just eat like a few pieces of it. And then that's it. But she's not too much of uh, she don't really eat too much like junk food, like sugary stuff as well.
Yeah, I've done that before too, just because there is a ton of calories in there. But I think the majority of people, like the
I
old
ate the
version
whole
of
cookie.
me, like
I didn't eat 2 cookies when I was there a
yeah,
couple
that's what
times.
I was just gonna say that I'd probably eat two or three of them. Let me have some
Yeah, those are big
variety.
cookies.
Let me taste them. I want the chocolate chip. I want the peanut butter one too.
Yeah,
And
you want
then
the different flavors.
sprinkles.
Yeah. So it's just it's a dangerous place to even be in.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Number 4.
All right, number 4 is cut back on sugary drinks. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with number 1, drink more water, drink less sugary drinks. Sugary drinks are basically empty calories.
Yeah.
Not empty calories. They have, I'm like, is that terminology right? Basically, they're packed full of calories, but they're not really doing anything for you nutritional wise. They're not giving you vitamins and minerals that your body needs. They're
Yeah.
just adding to your overall calories for that day. And more than likely, it's not going to fill you up. So cutting back on the sodas, um, energy drinks, things like that are going to help you tremendously. Especially if, I know a lot of people, that's their thing. First thing in the morning, they like to go to the AM PM or the gas station
No.
and get one of the tall energy drinks because, they think you need that to kind of energize yourself for the morning. But have some coffee. You can have some black coffee. Probably does the same thing, maybe even better.
Yeah. And um you could replace it with things like water, but also herbal teas or sparkling water, or you could put a splash of lemon or lime to flavor it, like
Yeah.
there's
I've
different
started
ways.
doing that, like adding certain things that don't have calories in it. Like I've been doing tea for a while. So I'll have like black tea for a little bit. And then when I get sick of it, I'll try green tea with lemon, and
Yeah.
I'll pretty much do it until my taste buds, like I feel like I'm sick of it, and then I'll switch it up.
And the sugary drinks are so crazy because it's just like a lot of it, it's a force of habit. Like I would have like, I grew up always drinking a soda with my dinner. So like I always had soda with it. And like once I figured out like, okay, like I'm not gonna have a soda today, I'm gonna have water. And I actually started drinking water like every meal I would have. And then it just became normal. And I'm like, oh, now I don't even need the drinks, sugary drinks. I'll just drink water with it. And it's also cheaper too. If you're going to like a fast food restaurant and you're just starting your health journey, just getting like if you're getting a hamburger and fry and a soda, if you just get a hamburger and fry and water, boom, now it's cheaper as well.
Yep, exactly.
All right, moving on to number 5. I had a little pop-up come up here on my screen. I don't know what that was. Number 5, walk more and aim for at least 30 minutes a day. So like me, I work construction. So like if you're going to go get an outside job like that, you're already walking a lot. But if you're not walking, which a lot of Americans, they just sit at, they just sit at a desk all day, or they like, do things like that where they're not really active a lot. You want to walk 30 minutes a day. Like, they always say get 10,000 steps. So like this is supposed to be super simple ways of eating, losing weight, which obviously, getting 10,000 steps isn't the super easiest thing because you got to go out there and do it. Right. But just walking 30 minutes, it's just a simple thing. It's a lot easier than running. It's a lot easier than sprinting or like doing jumping jacks or like jump roping. Like just going taking a little walk, and it could be enjoyable too. Like around my neighborhood, there's plenty of people going for walks in the evening when it starts cooling down. They're all walking their dogs. They're saying hi to each other, like a community event, like a community thing. And it's enjoyable. Like you get to see the nature, you get to see the beauty of like the sunset. You're going to have your dogs, maybe see some other dogs and play with them or pet them or something. And it's just a simple thing you do. Like if you're living in a ghetto neighborhood and you're like scared of getting shot or something, that's a little bit more scary. Or maybe you should go get a like a treadmill or something. Yeah, go get a treadmill and just walk on it very briskly, like 30, 3.5 speed is what I usually walk on, but you can do 3 to 3.5. Anything above that, it's like kind of like go to a slow jog. But yeah, just go and walk and try to get those steps up. Even if you have to just walk around in your house, like walk around back and forth, walking around in circles, get that walking is going to just help like burn calories a little bit more. And it's a super simple thing to do.
Yeah, it's funny that you say 3.5. I found that too, that 3.5 is like the sweet spot. So where you're walking a good amount, but it's not like a speed walk where you have to where you're feeling like you have to keep up with it.
Yeah.
3.5 is just like a perfect pace, perfect, you're not breathing heavy. You can even look on your phone and do something else to kind of
need to pay attention
off the fact that you're walking. But
and that's the thing too. Like
3.5 is good.
Like you're saying, like if you're at if you want to walk like 3.5, whatever, like even if you're walking around the neighborhood, like you could just be on your phone. And why just sit at home on your bed or lay down on your bed and sit there and look at the phone? So now just remember this voice and remember what I'm telling you now. If you're listening to this, when you're on your bed, think, oh, Aaron, SoCal Gulaw told me, get up and walk while I look at my phone. So now you could just go walk and look at your phone. Like, a lot of people have the one eye looking at straight ahead of them and one eye on their phone. But go on your phone and just go walk around the block. Now you're doing two things at once. You're still on your phone. You're still texting your friend. You're still having a good time. You're still looking at all your social media or just scrolling through TikTok. But now you're walking. You're losing some calories. So now you're doing something good for yourself, helping you lose some weight instead of just laying on your bed and burning no calories.
Yeah, exactly. And you can even pace around your house.
Yeah.
I was going to say one of the things when I was in nursing school, we started doing this thing. I don't know if a group of us started doing it, and then it was like the whole class, it seemed like. But after lunch, we would go walk around the parking lot. And I know a couple of the people actually lost like a good amount of weight just by doing that. I think they were actually, kind of watching what they eat, trying to make more healthy, conscious choices. But that on top of the walking, just laps around the block, or it was the block around the school until we had to go back in. Helped a few people shed, 5-10 pounds. It wasn't, 100, but maybe over time they could have did something like that. But every little bit counts.
Yeah, and I have a buddy that like he goes and picks up his daughters for school, and it's a big old line, and they usually try to get there early so you can get ahead of it or whatever. But he'll get out of his car and start walking around while he's waiting instead of just why everyone else is just sitting in their cars. He's like, okay, let me just get out of my car and walk until they get out of school until they're done. So it's just like try to find any opportunity. If you're in your car waiting for your significant other to like go to Target and get something, and you're just like, I'm just going to wait in the car. Well, get out and start walking around the parking lot a little bit. Like just look for opportunities to walk around a little bit and get that extra exercise in.
Yeah.
Super simple.
I saw a guy that he was averaging like 30,000 steps a day. So people are asking him like, what do you do? And he was like, it's just small little things. He's like, in between my workout sets, I walk. I'll just walk in a circle. He's like, when I go to the grocery store, I'll park far, so I have to walk further. He's like, just
Yeah,
little things like that add
adds
up
up.
throughout the day if you do it and kind of make it a habit. You're burning extra calories while kind of not really adding too much more time or stress to your life.
Exactly. All right, number 6. Get to it. What's number 6?
Get enough sleep each night. I can't stress that enough. You feel a
It's my
hundred
favorite.
percent better. Yeah, I love sleeping. I can't think there used to be those days where we'd be drinking till 2 in the morning and get up at 6 or something, feeling
Yeah.
like shit.
Dude, lack of sleep can disrupt your metabolism and increase
Mhm.
hunger hormones.
Yep. Which, is gonna help you not lose weight. You're gonna be more hungry. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna be tired. And under those circumstances, I feel like 9 times out of 10, you're more likely to go to the easy, simple snack, something that you don't have to cook or look for. You're gonna open something that's in a package that's probably filled with calories. So it just adds to the bad decisions.
Yeah, we had a guest on once that said, we don't have a mood problem. No, we don't have a food problem. We have a mood problem. And when you're getting a lack of sleep, you're going to become stressed and then you stress eat. And then that's just not only does a lack of sleep help your metabolism, disrupt your metabolism and increase hunger hormones, the just being stressed out will make you eat more because you'll start stress eating and not really think because you're just stressed out. You're thinking about whatever you're stressed out about. And then you'll go to that easy bag of chips or that easy candy bar, or easy cupcake instead of doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, at least for me, it definitely makes me more moody. I'm more snappy when I haven't gotten a good amount of sleep. So I think for your overall health, it's just good for you. Get your sleep. You're going to feel better. And, I think it's ultimately going to help you make better choices in the long run.
Yeah, and like when you're having a lack of sleep, like today, like, I ain't gonna lie, I slept until 11 o'clock, which I never sleep that
Mm.
until it's 11 o'clock, and I just feel absolutely great today. I'm like, I feel so much better, but I just been working a lot lately, just stressing out, like not stressing out, but just stressing, like trying to get as much money as I can. So I've been working extra hours every day, and so like yesterday, I was supposed to work today. But I was just like, stressing out. And I was like, you know what? I need a day off. So I'm just going to take a day off tomorrow because I kind of work for myself a little bit here. So I'm just like, I'm going to take a day off. And I'm like, and I stayed up till around 11 o'clock, but I ended up sleeping till 11 o'clock. I woke up at 7 to go use the bathroom and I went back to sleep and I slept all the way till 11 o'clock. I couldn't believe it, but I felt extremely great. And I was like, all right, now like I could go wash the car.
Yeah, I
Now
bet.
I could go clean the house. I feel good. Now I'm being more active and stuff because now I feel so good. But usually you want to strive around 7 to 9 hours. Like
Yeah.
anything more than that, you're kind of just laying around and you're not being active, which can lead to weight gain as well. So I think 7 to 9 hours is kind of like the sweet spot to like get enough sleep, but not get too much sleep where you're being sedentary.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like, at least for me personally, if I get too much sleep, I feel like I wake up groggy again.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
if,
do.
if you're like that, but for me, it seems like if I get like 6, I'm not 100%. And if I get too much, which I haven't gotten in forever because I have a little
Yeah.
6-year-old. So he likes to wake up at 6 on the weekends for some reason. So, but
Yeah.
I'm conscious of this now. So I'm aware, like, if I stay till midnight, I'm going to have to wake up at 6 because my son likes to wake up early for
Yeah,
whatever
you're gonna
reason.
wake up no matter what.
He likes to sleep in if he can Monday to Friday, but all of a sudden it's the weekend. He
I
wants
feel
to
like
wake up
I
and
feel
have fun.
groggy if I do it too much, but like yesterday, today, I just needed it. So like that
Yeah.
extra amount of sleep, like really helped. I just like, sometimes you just need that extra boost to like regain
Nice.
from like the lack of sleep from the day was before.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Number 7 would be avoid late night snacking. So one thing that you could do to super simple is just like set a time in your head and your family and your household, what time late night snacking ends. It could be 6 p.m. early, or you obviously definitely don't want to eat after 9 because you want a few hours for food to like kind of like go through your system so you can sleep better. Like we are just talking about the
Yeah.
sleep, but you definitely want your food to process through your stomach so you can be so now your body uses energy, and if you eat a bunch of food right before you go to sleep, now your body's using energy to digest that food. But when you don't have no food in there because you didn't eat for 3 or 4 hours before bed, now your body doesn't have to digest that food. It's already done doing that. So now it can just work on repairing your
Exactly.
body and like getting you extra sleep, like deeper sleep instead of working on that. So that's one reason. But you definitely, so it could help you lose weight, but also just like, so it helps that repair process. But just like setting some boundaries in your household and say, okay, after 7 o'clock, if you go to bed at 10 or something, that's 3 hours, or 6 o'clock, like even if you eat dinner like at 5. I know a lot of families eat dinner a little bit later now, like because everyone has to come home from work and get the family together. But just
Yeah.
try to I try not to eat anything after 7, like anything after 7, like this is done. But try not to snack. Just don't snack after like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or whatever. Set a date and don't do set a time and don't eat after that.
Yeah. I actually had a bad habit of that for a while where after dinner, and it would always be like later in the night, I would have like a sweet tooth craving and I would just be in the cupboard going crazy. And my fiance would actually yell at me sometimes, like,
Yeah.
get out of the cupboard. Like, how much can you possibly eat?
Dude, that's when you know you're gaining weight, when you're doing
Yeah.
shit like that.
I was not caring about my health or my weight at that point in life. I was just in pleasure mode, eating everything that I thought tasted good. So
And the worst part about late
I've
night
been there.
snacking
So
too, like late night snacking, you start eating it and then you kind of like, oh, well, I ate a bag of popcorn. Let me go eat some more, like a cupcake, or let me go eat some, of this, or some ice cream. And then you start feeling groggy and you start feeling like, your belly starts feeling expanded. You start feeling like, oh, like, you don't want to do anything.
yeah, get
And
the
what's that
bubble
going to do?
guts.
Now you're not going to want to have sex at the end of the night. So like, because you're so like, I'm not going to have sex. I'm too like, I'm too full, or, like, it just feels like
Yeah.
a nasty feeling. And obviously we all know sex burns calories. So if you're not having that sex, then what are you doing? You're not burning that extra calories as well. So that's another reason. Super
Yeah,
simple.
plus too, I've mixed where you're eating too many different kind of sweets, and it just fucks with your stomach after a while.
Oh, definitely.
Eating chocolate and then nerds and then ice cream. Like too much of all this stuff is not good.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, and also like it's just like you're saying, like by eating those late night snacks, like by eating snacks earlier, it gives your body more time to burn it off. And also, let's say like you have 7 o'clock, that's your day, like that's your time. You're not eating no more snacks after that, and you are hungry like at 8:30. Well, if you have to do it, like go try to eat a healthier snack. Eat an apple or something. Eat a handful of nuts, just something to like just get you over that hump. Something healthy at least. Don't, if you're gonna snack after when you're not supposed to late night, get something healthy that's easy to digest as well.
Yeah. First, you go to water. If that doesn't work, then fruits and veggies.
Yes, exactly. All right, number
I think
8.
that'll help you. Either one of those is going to help cure that.
We got 3 more,
Cure.
8, 9, and 10.
Yep. And number 8 is eat more slowly.
Which Steven doesn't do this.
I do not do that,
But he
but
doesn't have a weight problem either.
at the same time, I'm weighing all my food out, and I know exactly what I need to eat, so it doesn't matter how fast I eat it or not.
Yeah, you're
I
not
think
going
in
over your
this,
calories. Steven is
yeah, I'm
very
not.
on point with his calories, where he eats exactly the same amount per day. He's
Yeah.
elite, I would say. Like he's one of the top guys in this. But this is for people that are overweight. So anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think the main reason for that is because they say it takes a while for your body to actually feel that it's full. So I even heard like a number like eat 80% of your food, eat it more slowly. And if you are content, like kind of stop there. Like you don't have to finish everything that's on your plate just because it's on your plate. If you are no longer hungry, kind of quit, just stop eating, save the rest for later or throw it away. But eating more slowly, that's the reason. Just so you could feel the hunger is not there anymore, and that's like your sign that you're close to being done.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, because eating slowly, like, yeah, I do that too. Like you'll just eat a whole thing and like you're just eating fast, because I eat fast too. And like you'll just eat and you'll just start eating all fast and just not paying attention to what's going on. And the next thing you know, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so full. I ate so much. But if you start
Yeah.
eating a little bit slower, then you're like, oh, I'm getting full. Like you kind of notice that you're getting full. And then maybe you won't eat the rest of your plate. Like you'll like, okay, I'm full. You want to eat to like being full, but you don't want to eat to be over full. Like that's what a lot
Yeah.
of people do. They'll eat too much, where it's overfull, where you overeat, and that's when you gain that extra calories and you gain that extra weight.
Yeah, I feel like I actually do try to eat more slow if I'm in like a restaurant with the family.
Yeah.
because I've noticed that if I finish my plate, then I'll start to look at my son's plate because I already know he's not going to finish every single thing on his plate. So I'm like, oh, he has an extra fry. I'll have a few of these.
Yeah, that
I've
makes
never,
sense. Good
I'm not
point.
going to take his whole meal, but I'll nitpick. Oh, you're going to have that? So,
That's so true. You're all like, like they always say, like your girlfriend or wife, like they don't want to eat. Like, what are you gonna get? Oh, I'm just gonna get a salad. And you're like, you're getting a whole steak meal. And like, you sure you don't want anything else? No, I don't want anything else. And she'll eat the salad, and she's like, oh, and then start eating off your plate. You're like, what are you
yeah,
doing?
I'm
Why
still
didn't you order
hungry.
anything? It's like that's what you're kind of like. It's not the same, but it's like but that's what you're doing. You're like, you eat so fast, you're just like, well, let me eat something off your plate too.
Yeah,
Or
because
maybe
then
even
you're
order
just there
something. You start looking at the
bored.
menu, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
let me get that dessert or something.
Yeah, then you're bored and it's like you're eating with the family, so you don't want to be on your phone. The only one on your phone, you want to have the conversation, but then you're like the only one not eating. It just feels weird. So snacking in those situations seems like the natural thing to do.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to eat a little bit slower when you're with people because it's definitely when you're with people too, because they're just like the whole community part of the food,
Yeah, exactly.
the experience. Number 9 would be choose whole grains over refined grains. So whole grains like brown rice, um, and whole wheat breads are more nutritious and filling than refined grains like white rice and white bread. The whole grains and um, the whole grains and whole wheat food, they actually contain more fiber, which can lead to help you feeling fuller longer. So, I used to always like growing up, we would always have white bread, but now
Yeah.
always order wheat bread. And sometimes I try to get the ones with little oats and grains on the outside of it,
Yeah.
because those actually help you feel filler. And it's like, because they're filled with more fiber and stuff. So you kind of got to look at like brands. It's really hard to figure out what breads are really actually good for you, but brown rice and stuff is also good, better for you too. So these, and also like the white rice, they convert into sugar more, and so does like the white bread. They have more sugar in them. Like the brown breads and rice do too, but not as much. So that could
Yeah.
help you lose weight as well. So that's just an easy, simple way. Just try to like convert over to the whole grains and the wheats.
Yeah. I haven't actually checked on how healthy it is, but one bread I've been eating lately is it's it's called brown bread from the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh,
So
okay.
they have it at the grocery store. And I think I saw one of my patients eating it and I'm like, it looked good. So one time when I went shopping, I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And ever since I've tried it, it's like I've been getting it on the regular now. I'll get like
Yeah.
2 loaves.
Yeah, I'll go to like the farmers market, like Sprouts, and that's where I'll get my bread because like they have healthier options. But I don't know. It's still like I still haven't really figured out what is the best bread, But like I hear like some people just say just get sourdough bread, but who knows? But yeah, just look for like wheat and brown like whole grains instead of like the white stuff, the refined grains.
Yeah.
On to number 10. That's number 9.
Number 10,
The last one. Oh my
this
gosh, we're
one
here.
seems like a common sense one. It's limit fast food and processed food. If you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those things are super high in calories, and in my opinion, they're not very filling. If I go to McDonald's and I get a double cheeseburger, I will be full for a little bit, but probably an hour or two later, I'm gonna want more. And the amount of calories that's gonna be in that meal is probably, if not more than you should have in a day, it's going to be very close to your calories that you should have in a day. So if you are not burning, I would say at least over 2,000 calories, you're probably going to be in trouble there.
Yeah, and then this also goes with like just other foods. Like when you're in the grocery store, if you're buying foods like that are in bags or in the freezer, like they're high in salt, they're high in like so that retains like water, you gain weight. Like um the canned beans with salt in it instead of the unsalted that has that's going to make you retain water more. Just the box foods, you want to like we always say on here whole foods, one ingredient foods. There's a lot of different processed foods out there, but you want to just get the whole ingredient foods. Like today, I had a steak, I had an avocado, and I had unsalted beans, and those are three. Those are just had three
Wow.
ingredients and three different foods there, and like that's
Yeah.
a good food right there. So yeah, you definitely fast food are probably one of the most horrible foods, and it's the most convenient and most easiest. And definitely like when you go to McDonald's, I could eat a Big Mac, which are not as big as they used to be back in the 90s. But if you the Big Mac, I could eat a big fry. and a soda and a McFlurry and get a 6-piece nugget. And then like 2 hours later, I'm still hungry. And that's a lot of food there. That's like 2,000 calories. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it's just like, because I don't know why it is. Like I don't know why that food is just not as fulfilling. But if you eat a big old 16-ounce steak and just like an avocado and like some broccoli and some beans, boom, there you go. Like that's really fulfilling. Like if you just look, it's just like more mass. It looks like more fulfilling.
Yeah. I know they say too that protein like steak has like more of a thermal, I'm gonna butcher that word now. It's a thermal genetic,
Yeah.
thermal dynamic. There it is.
Thermal dynamic.
I'm like, why can't I say that? Uh, Meaning that your body actually burns calories to kind of help break that food down.
Yeah.
So it's like that, as far as I know, with all proteins,
Yep.
chicken, beef. So
Yeah.
you're
So,
eating a food that helps you
and like you said,
burn more calories.
this is pretty, these are all just super simple. They're pretty like kind of um like everyone kind of knows these things, but we're just kind of reaffirming because a lot of people, like if you're out there trying to lose weight, just and you're doing a couple of these or not doing a couple of these, and you maybe this will reopen your mind and your ideas, like, oh, maybe I should do that. That's a good point. I should drink more water and like go on a walk every day. Like this is your motivation to do that, right? So there's just 10 super easy steps that we just kind of like laid out on a real quick podcast episode today. But just to go over them real quick one more time: drink more water, eat
Yep.
more fruits and vegetables, reduce your portion sizes, cut back on the sugary drinks, walk more, aim for at least 30 minutes a day, get enough sleep, avoid late night snacking, eat slowly and be mindful of eating slower, choose whole grains over refined grains, and limit your fast food and processed snacks. All right. So
Yeah.
which one do you need to work on, Steven? I think mine is number 10. I need to
Honestly,
limit fast food and processed snacks because I'll still eat them here and there.
out of all these, I probably could walk more.
You hate cardio, but walking ain't even cardio.
Yeah.
You could
But
just get in the fat
honestly,
burning zone.
I at the same time, I don't want to lose weight too fast because not that everyone knows this, I did start my little cutting phase. I'm like, because I was going to bulk through summer, but I decided to
Yeah.
cut till the end of summer just to be leaner and start from a leaner spot. But I want to save the cardio if I do have to use it towards the end of it, because once you start to burn, I don't want to say too much, but if you burn more in the beginning, once you hit a plateau, you're going to have to either do more activities, burn like lifting weights, exercise, walking, or you're going to have to reduce your calories further. So I like to save the cardio to kind of bust through plateaus if I have to. And usually I don't have to. I think when I did like my very first cut, I did start doing cardio towards the end because I wanted to keep my calories at a certain level. But yeah, I'll save it towards the end if I need it.
Yeah. So you need to walk more. I need to do a couple of these more, but yes, definitely drinking that water and sleeping is like really important. I always say that sleep is the most important thing because that's what like set your energy up for all the other stuff. Drinking more
Yeah.
water is definitely huge. Like, because then you can save more room for food. Like now I can go eat some more food. Like I could eat a steak and maybe a couple of, who knows what else you're going to eat, but you could just,
Yeah.
if you're drinking 500 calories of soda per day, an energy drink and a couple sodas, that could be 700 calories. That's a whole
Yeah.
meal right there that you can eat. Like, and
Exactly.
then you're eating
That's
that meal instead, and you're becoming fuller. So instead of just drinking it and eating the meal, so that's a definitely huge way. Like, that's why we were saying drink water, like because it has 0 calories in it. You could drink as much as you want.
Yeah, and if you know that going in, you'll start to make, I feel like just naturally, you'll start to make more intelligent choices. You'll see, all right, 2 cookies, 2 Oreos is 140 calories, or I can eat something else that is the same amount of calories as I actually going to fill me up because 2 Oreos is not going to do the job. So you'll start to make more intelligent decisions based off that because you want to not be hungry, doesn't matter if you want to eat something that tastes good. At a certain point, it's about like, feeling satiated.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those are 10 steps that you go. Just a super simple, easy steps. That's all we have for today's podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, got you guys, some tips or tricks. Like, but
use them
work
all.
on those things, huh?
Use them all.
Yeah, work on those, and you'll start seeing the pounds come off. Like we use them. That's how it helps us a lot. Especially like drinking the water and like and sleeping. Those are my two favorites. Like, and obviously, don't eat the fast food and processed foods.
Yeah,
just so many
the
different
water,
ones, but.
Drinking water helps.
Yeah, definitely. It lubes your whole body process needs water in order to run. I know some people that don't even drink water at all, and we had a couple
That's
guests
weird.
on too, and we said, "What is your most important thing for health?" And they said both of them said water. So,
yeah, I thought that was funny too. I'm like,
right. So anyhow, that's it for this episode. Like, subscribe, share, so we can get more subscribers. Subscribe on all the podcasts if you want. Go on Apple, go on Amazon, go on Spotify, and you go on YouTube. Subscribe on them all. Hit me up on X. I'm SoCalGula8. There's Steven Z00 on X. So yeah, hit us up. And that's it for this episode.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
See you in the next one, guys. Living that whole life. Continue to live in that
whole life.
Out.